Okay, so today we're gonna be snatching and we're gonna be using the Luxiaojun lifters. So these are dubbed like the 2022 lifters, even though I think they came out this year. I don't remember seeing them at all last year. And I've had these for a few months now, and they just kind of fell off my to use, to review list. Initially, I did not like these shoes. They have a bit of a different feel than lifters that I'm used to, like the Legacy Lifter 3 and the Anta 2, which are both shoes that I really like. And it took some getting used to before I changed my feelings about the Luxiaojun lifter. I actually kind of like it now, and I think it's one of the best lifters for the money. I've just recently got some information on this shoe, and that was provided to me from somebody that works at Luxiaojun Barbell. And I think a lot of the reason why I didn't talk about this shoe before was because I didn't really know like the specifications about it. So let's talk about the construction and build of the Luxiaojun lifter before we get going. But first, I'm gonna get my phone because that has the PDF and everything. Okay, so I'm just gonna go in the order of the PDF that they sent me about this. So we've got the materials. The outsole material is a 90 Shore A rubber. So you get maximum traction on a variety of surfaces. And I thought the grip on these was good, but not like amazing. It's not as good as the Legacy lifters or even the Anta 2s, but it's not terrible. It's good though. And then we have the heel, which is obviously a TPU material. And that has a Shore of 95 Shore A, ensuring unrivaled support and stability. Obviously, we know that this has a TPU heel. You can see it. There's no hiding that, or there's no guessing that part. The upper material is a synthetic leather. It's a microfiber upper. Crafted with precision and attention to detail, this high quality material offers exceptional durability and flexibility. And the flexibility is actually pretty good on these shoes, I will say that. Durability, they're oldie shoes, they're not gonna get too beat up. You're obviously not gonna use them for like a wad or anything. So I'm sure that these are gonna hold up just fine. And then let's see here, we got the structure. So here's the big one that I didn't know, and it was kind of just guesswork. I figured it was a little bit higher than your normal oldie shoe, but I wasn't quite sure. The heel height is a range of 24.5 to 27 millimeters. So depending on your shoe size, it could be anywhere within that range. And that's what they had told me. So I'm gonna assume that this is probably, I mean, I have a size 44, which is, I'm gonna assume is gonna be like on the 25 range. And that's what it kind of felt like to me. It didn't feel as tall as the Anta 2s, which do have a 25 millimeter heel, but definitely feels higher than your standard weightlifting heel, which is like 21 millimeters at this point. The sole design is an S-shaped sole design, and they're talking about the way that it's shaped on the exterior part of the shoe. So it's got like an S curve to it. So it minimizes the rotation or horizontal and rotation movement of the foot to reduce torquing motions. That means you get a more planted lateral side. One thing, and this is something that I couldn't quite put my finger on, was the spoon-shaped insole. Engineered to cradle your foot, offering a custom fit sensation that enhances your lifting performance. Its contoured shape follows the natural arch of the foot, providing optimal support and reducing the risk of strain and discomfort during intense workouts. Say goodbye to generic insoles and hello to a personalized lifting experience. So they're talking about like the way that the forefoot is curved upwards. And that's supposed to, I guess, be more comfortable for your feet. It feels weird, like it feels like the front of the shoe rises up, but that's just the insole because the shoe is like relatively flat. I mean, I guess there's maybe a little bit of a toe spring angle, but it's so minor. But inside the shoe, you feel that the toe part kind of lifts up. The upper shape. The advanced wrapping system, adjustable straps, and reinforced laces offer optimal foot lockdown. So obviously we have the two-strap design, and I'm assuming that they're talking about the way that these shoes are paneled. So there's on the lateral side, there's this panel that rises up and that connects to one of the straps, and then on the medial side, there's also another part that kind of goes over the metatarsals to lock in the midfoot, and that's the way that it's kind of webbed in that area. And then you have forefoot flex grooves with holes for ventilation. You've got another Luxiaojun textured panel at the back, like heel counter, and then you have a padded ankle collar. And I think the fit of these shoes is pretty good, though I will say that on my right foot, I did have to lace the top eyelets the reverse way so that I could get adequate back pressure so that I could minimize the amount of heel slip that these shoes have. My left foot fits just fine, but my right foot kind of had an issue with heel slip. So right now, if you were to go to like antosports.com and buy these, they're gonna run a little bit on the small side. I bought these in both a 44 and a 45, and the 44 initially was pretty tight. That's 44 would normally be like a size 10 US, and then there's nothing in between. It just goes straight up to 45, and that would be like size 11. But the size 11 actually fits with more toe box space and isn't overly big, though the shoe looks like ginormous on me. These shoes are just like massive looking in the first place. So if you see me use the white ones, those are the 45s, but these 44s are broken in to a point where I think that they're comfortable enough to wear, but I still prefer the fit of the 45. Now, going forward, they're also changing the sizing of these. So at the end of October, they're gonna have like a new run of sizing where they're gonna fit more true to size. So if you're ordering now, you're probably gonna have to size up. If you're ordering later, past October 2023, just go with your normal EU size or whatever the equivalent is of your US sizing. But anyways, I'm gonna get this thing going before I get too cold. We got some snatches every 2:30. We're gonna be doing a set of snatches at some pretty high percentages. So hopefully I can put these things on and get to work. Okay, let's see how this goes. I haven't snatched an ollie shoes in a really long time. Bench pressed yesterday, so feeling that. Heel height probably helps me out today. Well, typically I'm not like a huge fan of 1-inch heels. That mobility today is definitely a plus. Shot that one over my head, but luckily I have ollie shoes on, so the correction was just stabilize. That mobility is definitely helping me out today. Go forward. Power ollie shoes. Okay, so we're back after about a week off. I didn't really put anything up last week because I kind of needed to decompress from the internet. Sometimes I latch on to what people say on the internet. I let it bother me. So last week I had to take the week off and just kind of just be away from the internet for a little bit. But I was recording pretty much everything that I did last week. So I started working on testing like Metcon 9 versus Nano 13. That was the majority of last week. Really just trying to let my feelings come into itself on both of the shoes and what I like better or worse between either of the shoes. I don't want to just go out there and just be like blah 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 this, because a lot of it is personal preference, but you know there's some things that are objective compared to more of just the preference kind of things. And then I figured I might as well just start working on my Legacy 3 review again, and then my Luxiaojun lifter review. Oh man, I should not have done arms yesterday. My mobility is so bad right now. So we got one clean, 2 jerks today. And yeah, I could barely get into a freaking front rack today because of how tight my arms are. I did triceps, biceps, and shoulders. So everything is really tight. I haven't really been using Oli shoes. Actually, it's been, been quite some time since I used Oli shoes. For Olympic weightlifting, that is. I just squatted in them the other day. Hit some pretty big numbers. Sets of 2, 400 pounds. It's been a while since I've squatted 400 for reps. So I was pretty happy about that. So the legs are there, but not quite here today. Grip is just okay on these shoes. I feel my feet slipping a little bit. A little bit is in the toe box. I feel like the toe on these is maybe a little bit raised. Like there's a little bit of a toe spring angle. So these shoes, kind of like a takedown version of the actual Antas. I mean, that's what you would kind of think, right? Because one costs like $350, and then these ones cost like $225 or something like that. But they're very different Oli shoes. Like those ones have the plate in the forefoot. They're more stable. I think as a competition shoe, like those Antas are better. But these aren't bad. Like for a better than normal pair of Oli shoes, they take some getting used to compared to certain other ones. I think the insole's a little soft on these, so that might throw people off. And then they do run small, so I had to like size these up to like an 11. The 10.5 fits me, the 44, but it's pretty tight in the toe box. Whereas these, in a 45, the toe box is fine for me, and then the length is also fine for me too. On the 44, my toes are like right at the very front. Gonna be rough. Okay, let's just get it going. I feel like I'm at the back of the platform. Yeah, these ones, they definitely take a little bit of getting used to because they don't feel as responsive as you think they should, but like it's mainly the way that they feel and not the way that they actually perform. They perform just fine, but like they feel, and maybe it's because it's the insole, but they feel a little bit softer, or like there's a little bit more under your toes compared to normal Oli shoes. It's a weird feeling at first, but like when you start moving and using them, it's fine. For some reason, today the clean is killing me, but the jerks are not too bad. Did a pretty hard workout on Friday. A lot of wall balls, a lot of biking, a lot of clean and jerk. Anyway, my legs are still tired from that. Did a real light bike yesterday. I don't think that could have affected my legs too much. Yeah, these shoes, like, they probably look massive on me. And they feel like they're massive on me. They feel super stable when you land because of like how wide and massive they are. It's a interesting feeling. Like the Anta 2s don't feel as wide. They feel more stable because of the way that the outsole is shaped. These ones just feel like just massive, and that's what gives it the stability. I almost didn't get that clean. Holy shit. I like snuck under it. I barely even like extended, it felt like. Maybe that's just getting back used to all these shoes. I feel like the toe contact is pretty good. Like it doesn't pull you off of your heels when you want to put pressure down on your toes, but still getting used to going from like minimal drop shoes to something that, and we don't even know what the heel height is on these. Could be an inch. I wouldn't say it's probably closer to 22, 21 millimeters. Definitely doesn't feel as tall as the Anta 2 at the heel, but you never know. Everything's a little short today. I'm using like the slowest bar I have today too. Not a big deal. Like I always say, as long as it spins, it should be fine. But I could definitely use the help of a bearing bar that spins a lot faster. Yeah, so the things that I would improve on these shoes is the first one is the grip. Definitely fix the grip. The second one, actually I don't know. I don't know if I would change anything else. I might say that I would add something under the toe, maybe like a little bit more rubber, because it feels a little floaty sometimes, which I don't really care for. First jerk was pretty good, second jerk not so good, but locked out. The only thing with the second jerk is that my rear foot was flat. I don't blame that on my platform though. Yeah, that's it. First session today.